Hey, what's up, YouTube? How you doing? Oh, it's Saturday. I am in the middle of, I just dropped off a load at the Lowe's DC in Statesville, North Carolina. I just attached to an empty and just thought I'd go ahead and start this video while I'm just kind of sitting here for a minute. I'm kind of waiting for a change to happen on my assignment, but I don't think it's going to. But once I get done with this load, I'm just going to go ahead and do my reset. I'm going to do my reset in Charlotte. It's just been a crappy week. I lost 700 miles and I only gained like 300 of them back because of a shipper that wasn't ready the time I was scheduled to be there. So I am going to just go ahead and, no matter what I do today, I'm not going to make this week's pay that much better. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my reset. Even though I'm only at like 55 hours, I still got 52 hours by the time I'm parked. So I have technically like almost 20 hours left where I could do something, but I'm going to take the advantage of being in Charlotte at an OC to use the car so I can do my Walmart stuff, do my laundry, and just the benefits of that and get back to work Monday morning. So let me go ahead and finish attaching to this trailer, and when I get back to Charlotte, we'll talk about the week. And we're also going to talk about, when I do these videos, I do them in stages, and it's like from my very beginning of my experience to current, and some of my opinions earlier on have changed after getting out here and doing the work. So we'll talk about that, and what inspires this communication here is or this topic is as a comment that I saw from this morning. We'll talk about that here in just a little bit. Alright, so I'm back at Charlotte. Before I went off duty, I had to take this trailer that I got from Lowe's. One of the tires were kind of questionable. Actually, a couple of them were kind of questionable. So I stopped by the shop here and had them to look at it and get their opinion. And they decided, let's go ahead and replace 2 of these tires on the trailer. So that's the issue, though. If you come across a problem out here with this equipment, you need to report it. Because if no one reports it and passes it off to the next person, it never gets fixed. Or, let's say I noticed that, which is the last driver should, or it could have very well been done in the yard with the yard jockeys. The yard jockeys are horrible with equipment. They'll drag tires all over the place. So I would say it's probably where the damage came from. But let's say the last driver saw it and like, let's pass it off to the next guy. And that tire blows out, or both of them blow out, and you lose control of the vehicle, and and somebody dies, right? So whose fault is it? A couple people. One is the person who took the equipment not doing a proper pre-trip, but number 2, the previous driver for not reporting it as well. Okay, so just don't take any chances. You see anything that is questionable to you, then get it checked out by the shop of your company. Now, I mentioned I was going to talk about an old video. It was this video here that you see on the screen right now. If you want to go back and listen to it, go right ahead. And there was a guy named Stevie J, who commented on that video initially, telling me thoughts and, suggestions, insights, tips and insights and all that, which I really appreciated it. And I tried that. I no longer believe that working 7 days or working your 7 or 8 days is a good thing. I'll tell you why here in a minute. But there is also a comment right here that came up this morning or last night saying, hey, so you think a 34-hour reset is better, right? So Stevie replied to him and said, yes, it is. And I also replied, I've learned that it is. Now, here's why. You may be not having to go home, not having no family, no family or kids or anything like that you got to worry about, so you can stay out in the truck all the time. But you don't want to be working the entire time. I mean, every single day, get up and drive and move the truck. You need time for yourself. There's a couple of reasons why the 34-hour reset is good. One is, during that 34 hours, you can do, maintenance on your truck. You got to keep your truck clean, keep yourself clean, do your laundry, do your Walmart stuff, right? And hell, just to sleep. If you want to take a day and sleep, do it, because we need rest. And if you don't want to sleep and you want to get out and see the city you're in, call an Uber, call a taxi, or if you have a company car, use a company car. Or if you have somebody in that area, a friend that you may know just from over social media, meet up with them. There's a lot of reasons why it's really, really good to take that reset. For one, being out here, you have to stay focused driving these vehicles. You're driving 80,000-pound missiles. You can kill somebody in an instant. So the human body and your brain, you need that rest. It's a good thing. Now, why do I think it's better now? Because my thought process initially was work the 8:45 a day so I can work every day, consecutive, straight on, boom. The issue with that is, because my mindset was, if I can do 8.5 hours a day, and I'm doing the math trying to say we got to average 50 mile an hour. That's a safe number. If you average 50 mile an hour during those days, you're going to do about 400 miles a day. So if you do that every day, it'll add up and you'll make more money in the long run. But here's what I figured out too, is by working my full 11-hour driving day, my drive time, I try to eat up my 11-hour clock every single day, and I'm averaging 5 to 550 miles a day, which in total, in that 5 to 6 day period I'm working versus working every single day, my mileage is more than working every single day, and I get time off, and I get to rest, and I make more money. So my focus is, I know that every day depends on a lot of things: traffic, construction, wrecks, weather, how much time you're on the ground, if you're at a shipper waiting, live unloads, live loads, mechanical issues. You just don't know. There's a shit ton of variables, right? But I have been focusing. I did that 7-day-a-week thing for a few weeks, and it just wasn't working well for me. And then I started doing, let me just start driving my full 11 hours a day. Let me just try to eat up that entire 11-hour clock if I can. And the days that I can do that, the mileage is there, equals the money's there. And at the end of the day, you're actually working less hours, because when you're driving, you're not using your entire 14-hour clock most days. You don't have to, but I tell you, one of the biggest stress things is, as a trucker, is watching your 11-hour clock tick down when you're stuck in traffic. I've had that a few times over the past couple of weeks, and I got down close as 3 minutes there one day, and I just happened to pull into a truck stop that had just a spot for me to park into. Yeah, and that's because of traffic. That was because of a big wreck on 75 down in Ocala, Florida, a couple weeks ago. 3 minutes to spare. I had one last night. I had like 13 minutes to spare, but I got into a spot, so it wasn't no big deal. Some days it's rough. You got to manage your clock. You got to keep an eye out where your truck stops are, where your plans are. And I have a plan for where I want to stop every day, but sometimes when you get to that late 5, 6 o'clock in the evening, truck stops are full, man. They're full. So I try to be parked around 5. So I get up around 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm usually on the road by 6:30 or 7. and I try to be parked between 5 and 6, so I can still get a parking spot. And if I feel like it's going to be close, I will go ahead and reserve, like at a Flying J or a Pilot, I'll reserve my spot on the app. That way it'll be there when I get there. And if people have already using it, they'll come out and make a move. So definitely drive your 11 hours. Drive as much as your 11 hours every day as you can. Take a 34-hour reset so you can get more food in the truck, get cleaning materials, clean your truck, and just have some personal time. You need some me time. Everybody needs some me time. Whether that's just staying in your sleeper all day and sleeping, or meeting up with friends across the country that you don't get to see that you met over social media, or whether it's going home. Now, this gentleman asked me another question right here. And my opinion on that is yes, dude. I mean, I'm 45 years old, and I did this transition. My stress level went down to 0 from what I was doing. I got to the point to what I was doing. I just got tired of people, right? So I don't have to deal with people all day, every day. I like my people that I like. That's the ones I want to hang out with. But random people are just stupid, man. Just stupid. And I have a very short temper and a very short tolerance for stupid. So if you have the opportunity and you think that you really want to get into trucking and you don't have anything holding you back, and your plan is to go out first, stay on like a year, build your bank up, and then go with whatever path you want to go from there, I would say absolutely do it. Brother, do it. Because I am, in fact, getting ready to, here in the next month or so, I'm going to go back home, put all my stuff in storage, and get rid of that house. Because I'm essentially just paying rent on a house for a storage unit. So, I've been living in my truck since October, or November, technically. So, and I will be living in the truck for at least another 6 months before I feel like I have got my savings up enough to where I can move, relocate across country. So that's just do that. Bank it, man. I would 100% encourage you to do it. I don't know if you have your CDL yet, or if you're getting your CDL soon, or what your lineup is, or your time frame is. Yes, do it. You're young. Do it, man. Do it. It'll change your life. Trucking, I would recommend, if you go get into trucking, go with a Mega right now, because the spot market and the boards for owner ops and independent contractors are very, very slim pickings and very, very cheap. Not worth the money. When you have all that overhead you got to do in operating costs as an owner op, I would say get with a Mega. And honestly, I would recommend Schneider, because my experience is still great. Nothing's perfect, of course. A couple things I don't like, I wish were better. But you know what? Overall, the amenities you get with Schneider, the experience that I dealt with the people that I have to deal with on a daily basis, well, not even daily, maybe a couple days a week. If I have an issue and I call in, I get the assistance that I need. It gets worked. Initially, the starting CPM isn't great compared to some other companies, but I have yet to wait for a load. I've yet to not get mileage. Well, this week was kind of a crappy week, because yesterday my final load, which would have put me up above my average around 2300, fell through because of the timing. So I got like right 1950 this week, which is, $150. So there's a difference, which is why I decided to go ahead and do my reset now. So I would just, if you want to do that OTC, do it, brother. There's no reason not to. You had nothing holding you back. Get out there, build your life. So you got to condition yourself to do this too. You're going to be out here alone. Get you a CB. Get you a CB. It's a lot of bullshit on the CB these days, but you need it for when you need it, like accidents and traffic jams. And then when you get in the traffic jams, that's when you meet the most of the real truckers, or I don't say real truckers, but most of the cool people on the CB that know what it's for. They'll joke around, cut up with you while you're just sitting in traffic and all just being aggravated at the same damn time. But get a CB, that's a must. I got me an antenna finally put on, because the built-in antenna in the truck was crap. I had no range. Now I got about a 4 or 5 mile range with the antenna I had installed this past week in Carlisle. Yeah, I'll say it again, OTC. Do it, brother. Do it. There's no reason not to. Nice living in the trucking industry. First year, don't expect. Like I said, when I came into this, I was taking a pay cut. I'm going to do end of March. I said this last video. End of March, I'm going to do a breakdown video on the first quarter of what I made in Schneider, and then we'll determine how much I should make this first full year. And I was estimating 60 to 65. That's what I was estimating as the first year. But second and on, 80 and up. It's going to go higher. So if you're young, you don't have any responsibilities right now, you don't really need a shit ton of money if you want to bank it. So just do it, man, and search around, talk to many companies, ask these people questions upon questions, everything you can think of, and then you choose what company you feel is going to fit your needs and your goals ultimately. So yeah, OTC, hope that helps. Everybody, I thank you all for watching. That's my week. That's I'm gonna go. I got my Walmart order already done. I gotta pick it up around 4 o'clock. Hopefully right now there's a car here. Hopefully there'll be a car here around when I need it, so I ain't gotta wait. But anyway, that's it. I'm gonna do my reset here in Charlotte, and I will be hitting the road going back on the road Monday morning. Have a great weekend, y'all. Take care. God bless.